Прийшли окупанти до нас в Україну, форма новенька, воєнні машини, та трохи поплавився їх інвентар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Російські танкісти сховались в кущі, щоб лаптю посорбати довбані щі, та трохи у щах перегрівся навар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Зі сходу припхались до нас барани, для восстановлення великої страни, найкращий пастух баранячих отар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Їх доводи всяке озброєння, різне, ракети, потужні машини залізні, у нас на всі доводи є коментар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Вони захопити хотіли нас зразу, і ми зачаїли на орків образу, з бандитів російських робить примар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Російська поліція справи заводить, на вбивцю рашистів ніяк не знаходить, хто ж винен, що в нашому полі глухар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Веде пропаганду кремлівський урод, слова пропаганди ковтає народ, тепер нове слово знає їх цар.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for being here. So I have more energy now, and I had a lot of caffeine throughout the day, and I have a lot of energy. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to do stream now instead of later. Plus, you got the Geek Room, Draven, and everybody going live later and everything like that. And there's a lot of shit that's been going on in the country, as you all know. The Roe v. Wade is essentially about to be overturned, and things aren't gonna go well. We're gonna address that later. We're gonna get into some cow stuff. I do have a Negs video because he apparently called me out, so we'll see if he, if I'm showing my ass or not, or well, if it's gonna blow up in his face like it typically does. But we'll get to that in a second. But there's just something that I kind of want to address that I feel like I need to. As far as like on one point, as a side note, as far as like the drag thing, like if anybody has questions about that for me, I'm not part of that. Like I wasn't even part of that. I didn't listen to that stream, the second one. I listened to the Dark Ninja one, not the other one. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. Drag's a grown man. He'll handle it on the way he wants to handle it. And for those of you who haven't been paying attention, like 1-2 years ago, he said something along the lines of, yeah, this thing's only going to last about another year or two, and then fuck it, because, well, if you don't know, Drag is a fucking scientist. So he's going to go do his own thing. If you feel you're owed an apology, I'm sorry. Those are your feelings, whatever. That's all I have to say on that. There's another thing that I have to, that I kind of need to address. The only person that I truly actually work with in this entire community is Mango. Mango is really the only person I actually like. I talk to on a regular basis. We talk to each other on like a daily basis about like streams and shit and how to do shit. I mean, just the bullshit sometimes. Other than that, I really don't talk to anybody. I do all of this essentially independently with the help of Mango. I don't say anything that I don't intend to say. And I don't say anything that I don't intend to be held accountable for in the future. If that confuses you, then go back a little bit, replay what I just said, and try to understand that. There is no difference between Lizard in front of the camera and Lizard off camera. I'm the same person. If I have something to say to you, I will fucking say it. If I have something to say about you that's appropriate, I'll bring it public. That's fine. I don't need to go anywhere to talk shit about anyone or to say anything about anyone. I'll address you if I fucking feel like it. And most of the time, I just don't care. This is the internet. This shit really doesn't exist. It's not that hard to comprehend. So for anybody that thinks, that I might be running ops or whatever the fuck they want to call it, you can come to me, you can ask me, and I will tell you directly what I think, what I know, and ask you what you know. It's not that hard of a fucking concept. I'm very approachable, even though I'm kind of an asshole. It's true. For anybody that wants to just troll me and be like, oh, well, why do you hate this? I'll troll you back. Don't worry. But on top of that, I just want to let everyone know that there's not one motherfucker on this internet that like influences me to actually like do shit other than like do my own thing. Okay. Anyway, other than that, that's cool. Whatever. If you needed that, then that's your there's your answer. Other than that, we're gonna fucking move on. Real quick, let me say what's up to the chat. Dita Duvall, thank you for being here. And she's saying happy all of the belated holidays. Thank you, of course. Mango Jones, always appreciated. Security Monitor Lizard, thank you for being here. Arxenium the Immortal, always appreciated. Excuse me. Two Guns No Ammo, happy to have you here. P. Bethulu with the Bayraktar, awesome. Demon Orb, rocking out. Thank you for being here. Mistaken Reaper, how you doing? Hello everyone. He says, for the bear. P. Bethulu, your conservatives want to go all Nazi on your horse, don't they? Yeah, pretty much. They're trying everything that they can. Yes, for entertainment and educational purposes only. Exactly. Anyway. All right. So first thing we're going to address, we're going to talk about. So, oh boy, our friends, Negs. Hi, Negs. Oh, by the way, hi all the lurkers. Hi, everybody that's watching in the background. Thanks for watching. We're going to watch some Negs. Apparently he got me and caught me in a lie. He said, I'm caught lying with the receipt. So we'll see how
in the past
whether or not I admit to this horrible, terrible lie. She was kissed by fire. What's going on? Thank you for being here. And Rick Sanchez, some new faces. What's up, yo? What's going on, Monitor Gang?
Have railed against anti-vaxxers all the time. Anti-vaxxers piss me off to no end. Vaccines are one of the greatest innovations, the greatest inventions of humankind. They are. Is flabbergasting a word? I fucking hate that word. Flabbergasted. It's astounding what to watch people just deny that they actually work, just deny it based off of absolutely no premise. And that's my biggest problem with anti-vaxxers. And anybody who goes back through my channel can kind of understand that I don't like people who say anything negative about vaccines that isn't true. All the misinformation, they're going to kill you. All these people have died after taking the vaccine. It's just like, no, honestly, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Shoe, will you?
Facebook memes.
Jesus.
But one thing I've never railed against, one thing I have never actually, been a part of shitting on is the unvaccinated.
Wow, I love. See, this is why the military thing is a moot point. This guy is a dick.
Yeah, I am, because you're an asshole. Go fuck yourself.
See,
No. Hold the fuck on. Excuse me, motherfucker. You're not vaccinated. Willingly not vaccinated, you moron. Willingly. You are maliciously. You are doing it. There's the part you're missing. You're purposely. A heart condition is, yes, it's purposeful. Because here's how comorbidities work, you fucking moron. If you have a heart condition and you get COVID, check this out. If you have a heart condition and you get COVID, your body is going to spend more time fighting COVID than it is going to be compensating for your heart condition. So that heart condition is going to essentially kill you, but it's going to be COVID is the reason your body couldn't handle the heart condition. That's kind of how comorbidities work. The heart condition that we discussed earlier that you have is that you have no heart, i.e., you being a bitch all the time. Why don't you put up that fucking stream where you ask for my information and say you want to fight me? How about that? So I can review that, because there's not anything deleted off of my channel. That's why you found this, you fucking idiot. Purposely not vaccinated for your own personal gain, for your own political fucking views.
It is.
You are not vaccinated during a pandemic.
One thing I've never railed against, one thing I have never actually, been a part of shitting on is the unvaccinated.
Against the virus causing the pandemic. You are essentially maliciously attacking American citizens. Go fuck yourself with your silly little fucking feelings, you bitch.
Because just because you're unvaccinated.
oh man, I gotta clip that one. That is fucking sweet. That was a good one, Lizard.
Doesn't mean it is your choice. Too easy. The unvaccinated includes those who are immunocompromised, if I'm using that word correctly. Those people who obviously can't get the vaccine or they will die. They're
yeah, if that heart condition says that if your doctor says the vaccine will kill you because you have this heart condition, hey, guess what will also likely kill you? COVID. That's how bad your heart condition has to be in order for you to fucking not get the vaccine. And you've had COVID twice. Again, you have no heart. You're a bitch.
Allergic to it. Their system just can't handle it. It's the same thing with like being obese or mentally challenged or whatever. Pick one.
Well, that was fucking easy. Anyway, let's move on to PragerU. What's going on, Farmer and Cell? I like the uniform on the Lizard. Thank you. Security Minor Lizard. So, just so we can sheet on negs together. Technically, I've lost my stepfather to the comorbidity sort of thing. Exactly. It happens, and that's exactly, if you were in poor health, same thing like I just said. If you are obese or anything like that, and it is going, and you get COVID, it is going to negatively affect you more. The vaccine is going to help you so that you don't have such a negative response to the virus. You can't just, oh my God, how am I explaining fucking vaccines to a 45-year-old man? Oh, wait, it's not a man, it's a boy. That's right. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. He goes in and, yep, well, it's cancer. It's aggressive due to its progress. There's nothing we can do. Here's palliative care. That's awful. I'm really sorry to hear that, people Thulu. That's awful to hear. And Negs, if you go, oh, well, you're just going to believe him? Yeah. Hey, go ahead. Ask that question. Go ahead. Go on. Be prepared. Anyway. Negs. Why are you so dumb? How many times is this? Hush. Sorry, that was mean. Probably racist. I don't fucking know. Sorry, this is what comes up anytime I open a tab. Okay? So. You can imagine I'm fucking annoyed. All right, PragerU, fuck you. PragerU, enter. Oh, excuse me, folks. He's that because everything got locked down because these ignorant fuckers did not limit the spread of the disease and cause such problems. Exactly. They didn't get the vaccine. They didn't wear their masks. They didn't socially distance. They wanted to be, I have to have my fucking freedom because you're an entitled fucking asshole. And all you were doing was spreading the disease. Reminder, Negs, you got COVID twice, which means that everywhere you went, you were spreading the disease. Anywhere you went, you were spreading that fucking disease all over the fucking place. If you fucking went anywhere. All right? Do you know how long you were spreading that disease? 4 weeks before you actually fucking got sick. You idiot. Through your fucking dumb face hole that all the other bullshit comes out of. Good God. Jeez. Like, fucking A. Why don't you no, I'm not gonna go there. Can't use this word, folks. All right. So, Kevin Samuels, neo pronouns, the attack on motherhood, unapologetic. Oh, this idiot. All right. First of all, the prefix neo just means new. That's all it means. That's all it means. Neo. The new pronouns. That's what it is. If you're so worried about pronouns at this point, I'm sorry that you're that upset about the language that you probably speak. I'll forever curse you with that lasagna. Oh shit. Hey, there's something I actually just thought of. Nebs, Negs, or whatever needs a slap. Yeah, he definitely needs a lot more than that. What attack on motherhood? Yeah. I don't know where they are. They're live now, so they might be in this. But I just wanted to say something. Hold on. You damn, you reminded me of something, but I totally fucking forgot now because I was gonna go over it. And yes, if you would also like one of these secretion shirts, not affiliated with the band, go ahead and check out that link there. Let's see if they're at the
Hispanic card or your Latinx card, as they would call it now. Unbelievable that
no. Nobody calls it Latinx. Actually, like Latino people have thoroughly rejected that as far as I know, unless that was like a new fucking thing. R not of COVID is 2. Huh? I don't know what that first sentence is, but what's going on, Krista Butterfly? How you doing? Yeah, secretions they're really soft. I can't wait to go outside with this. See what this idiot has to say.
These ideas are just so prevalent that we have TV show hosts on, nation renowned. I don't know why this is nationally renowned, but saying these things.
Yeah, and who was it recently that was like, we need.
So they got rid of Will Witt because he was too insecure.
That have black skin to be black voices.
Yeah, MSNBC on MSNBC. I forget what her name is, but she's a black host on MSNBC. We need more black faces with black voices because right now we have a lot of black faces with white voices.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I'm gonna give my white guy perspective of what a black person would think about that. Yeah, like too easy. Too easy. I'm gonna sound super racist right there. Okay. No. It makes sense because you would want somebody that sounds more like the people you grew up with playing the people that you grew up with. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter because the vast majority of people don't actually get into who the voice actor is and who's played by who. It doesn't really matter to them, but the people who actually really get into it, if those kids or those people happen to be black and they go and see their favorite character happens to be like a white dude, they might think like, oh shit, I might have to be white just to be black. Like, what the fuck kind of thing is that? That's the perception. That's the thought process for a lot of young people. And it's intimidating as shit. I know, this girl grew up around all kinds of left-wing activism. Her parents were activists and everything like that. So she grew up in the public eye. Most people don't do that. And for you to go and meet your hero and find out that, they haven't drawn the pathway to your own success that you might have seen before it's devastating. And you might not know where to go from there, especially if you're disadvantaged, much like minority communities have to be in this country. Just saying, you might not see any more of an upswing. So you might just end up as, not pursuing the passion that you had or the career that you needed or wanted, but instead going off and just finding what fits for your community, your society, whatever you might, however you do it. And it's not everybody that steps up and says, you know what, I want to be the voice of that character. I'm going to create a new character. That number gets slimmer and slimmer, and as the population grows, while that number may grow, the percentage is essentially going to stay the same. So it's going to represent essentially the same percentage of the population. That's not going to succeed where we have more people not succeeding. Yes. I do have a degree in Black people themes and stuff, or stuff and themes. It's true. It's from the Petty Family University. Thank you, Ms. Parker. Like, that's my understanding. And I like, even if you were, you know, like think about it like this. Even if you were some like trailer trash white kid, all right, and you start listening to Kid Rock is like blowing your fucking mind. You're like, yeah, I'm going to be the next Kid Rock and all this shit. And you find out that motherfucker grew up in a mansion in Michigan with a tennis court. Yeah, you might lose a whole hell of a lot of your passion. And I don't know, hopefully you don't switch to Tom McDonald because he's Canadian. Also, he tries to rap. It's pretty bad. But that all
like,
aside,
who makes you the arbiter of what an entire
thanks for being here, folks. Hit that like button, subscribe.
What they're allowed to think. Like, it's racist for you to try to impose that on anyone and deprive people of being able to think for themselves and condemning them for that. It's the opposite of what is progressive.
Yeah, and this has been what I've been subjected to ever since, saying, you know what, I don't agree with this, and that on your side of things anymore, whereas I used to before. Immediately, it was like
provide a substantive
lion
argument,
pouncing
please.
on you, saying, well, you're just not Black anymore. You're not Black. And I think it really comes out of fear too, of just losing the grip on the narrative that you've had your entire life, that you've subscribed yourself to. And I
see, her deal is she actually understands like the left enough to be able to create a caricature, and she portrays a caricature. And I mean, we could see that easily. Got the perfect fucking video for that to show that that's what she does. Videos. Where you at? Devil's Advocate is what she does. Not this guy. It's Officer Tatum. This dude.
Okay, guys, happy Thursday. Welcome to Unapologetic Live. You might be looking at me and wondering, Amala, why do you look like...
Nope.
Trajectory of positivity as well. And once, I was in the 2010 NFL draft, I did...
Oh, this guy. Okay.
But do you think there is a large amount of police officers who actually enter the job for maybe the opposite reasons? Because there is a significant amount of power and influence that come along with being police officers, and people really want to utilize that power in a way that they haven't been able to in their previous life?
Well, yeah, no, I don't think it's a large number of them. I think there are some people that do that, just like with any profession. You do have a level of power, you do have a level of authority that the average person just do not have. But by and large, most of the people that are on the police department understand, and there's a lot of risk there, right? You're risking your life to have this level of authority. And it's not, I would say the people that go into it for the wrong reasons, they normally get weeded out. And by and large, your experience is more than just power and authority. There's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of risk that you're taking as a police officer. There's a lot of turmoil that you go through. You see the worst in society. You see things that people will never see. I mean, you go home brokenhearted half of the time. So I really do believe that for those who want power and authority, it's not really worth it at the end of the day with all of the other stuff that you have to go through. So
what? I'm sorry. No. If you want power and authority, yeah, you would join a police force. Absolutely. That doesn't jive with the fact that police forces are known to abuse the fucking law all the goddamn time and then protect each other. Civil asset forfeiture. What the fuck is that? I don't know. What about all of the military equipment that the police have?
Ooh, excuse me. Speaking, it's a lot of good, pure-hearted people that get into the profession.
You talk about, people who are trying to utilize that power getting weeded out. How exactly does that happen? Because I've worked a lot with LAPD, particularly here in Watson, Los Angeles, and they've given examples of, police officers who have used their position of power to, assault young women or utilize force in a way that can go unchecked. We see oftentimes that there are cases of police brutality where police officers get acquitted. How is the system taking care of police officers who truly are just doing it for power?
Right. I think that, to be honest, it's difficult to fire a police officer, period. In some ways, it's great that that's the case because police officers are acting in good faith on behalf of the state. And sometimes there's mistakes that are made. Now, militia.
Now, I agree and I disagree. It shouldn't be as hard as it is to fire a police officer. If for fuck's sake, George Floyd is a prime example. Why did that take so fucking long? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. All of those officers were culpable right fucking there. Yato Fag, what's going on, mother? Yato doesn't trust bald people. That's why he thinks LeBron is better than Jordan. Damn. Ooh, I don't know what that means, but Yato,
police department. I think people get this confused. No one hates bad police officers more than good police officers, or police officers in general. And here's another myth that I think people hold true in their heart that I think is just not true. There is a power dynamic between the boots on the ground police officers that patrol and the upper management. They are not friends. Your command staff, the chief, the deputy chiefs, they cannot wait to fire you for any reason that they can if you are going to destroy their reputation or get them in some type of a dilemma where they could be fired and lose their pension. So a lot of these bad police officers are tremendously hated by officers. And then also one mistake that you make that can damage the reputation of the...
No. This is textbook shit. That's not how it works. Boots on the ground, especially when especially when these police forces are operating like military units, essentially. There's not going to be, a lot of things are going to get covered up. A lot of things get covered up because, well, hey, you got to fucking reach numbers. They have to get funding. Anybody that's ever worked in government knows about getting government funding. If you don't spend the money that you have this year, you're not getting that same amount of money next year. Like a lot of that shit happens. And the
department, they do not
training is awful, but I want to avoid that argument simply because you could always have more training. We have to start with the fact that police need to have at least some kind of fucking higher education or something like that, and significant training in like criminal law, or not necessarily criminal law, but like criminology or something like that. A deeper understanding of actually how things operate, and training, especially through community policing, is one of the main fucking things. Taking police from or people from that community and having them act as the police force. There's so many millions of things that have to be done, and all of it boils down to the fact that the police need to do less. I don't mean that we need to defund the police. We don't need to strip all of their fucking equipment and everything like that. Yes, they do need to be demilitarized, of course. But what I mean is they don't have to be all of the things that should be provided by the government. They shouldn't have to be social workers and psychologists and psychiatrists and police officers and military forces and everything that comes with being a police officer these days. That burden shouldn't be on the police. That burden should be spread out across our government systems, but it's not, because they won't spend the fucking money.
Mind getting rid of you. And so I think that those processes
going on,
now, generally speaking, as far as the elements that are in place to weed out officers that do things that are inappropriate, or things like internal affairs. On my police department.
Sorry, I've been in like kind of a mood all day. I didn't even mention like the meal or anything. We don't have a set date for the meal. As far as the total of $5,500, I'm going to give my part next payday. So next Friday, I will have we'll probably do it all next Friday. I will have my receipt. I already have Mango's half of her 10%. Excuse me. And then, next week I will have the full total, and we will reach the $5,500 mark. Sorry, I am so involved in my own dumb shit today that, well, I forgot about the fact that other people need help.
Department Internal Affairs is a place where they investigate police officers within the department. A lot of those investigations are impartial, and every citizen complaint
fuck you
gets reviewed. So if you go and you make a complaint against a police officer, it gets reviewed. The merits of that will be investigated. And so those are ways that police departments go through and weed out these people who are consistently doing things that are wrong. There's internal checks and balances. So if you do something that's against policy,
and that's the problem. Those internal checks and balances have failed. You have to have an independent investigator for a lot of these complaints. I understand internal investigations for a simple complaint of they put the handcuffs on too tight and now I have cuts on my wrist. It's like, yeah, that shit happens sometimes if you're moving around or you're not the right body type or something like that. Sometimes shit happens. Okay, I understand all of that. I was military police. I've been handcuffed in my own training. It sucks. It's the fucking worst. But when it comes to, hey, I got the ever-living shit kicked out of me because I had 2 grams of weed and I told the cop no, but he found it in the car anyway. Yeah, there has to be an independent investigation about that. Sorry. Oftentimes, that doesn't happen. More often than not, it doesn't happen. It's all, we'll take care of it internally. And then what happens if you have to fire an officer? You have to get a new officer who has to be trained, who has to know the neighborhood, who has to take a more senior officer off of the road for a bit in order to get trained on the area. And that costs money. So what do? Hey, we're going to send you over to fucking Brookfield. Brookfield's hiring today, this time. You're not allowed to work in this jurisdiction. Sucks to be you. The first half of my 10% is posted in Discord for transparency. And yeah, I will show everything. I will show all of the receipts when we do the meal. I will have a slideshow for everybody to show all of the receipts. Nobody's personal information is going to be on there. It's just going to be the receipts. It's going to be very super blacked out. Just the charity, just the amount, and whoever it was. Then citizens need to attend the police academy. Well, farmer and cell. I hate to be maybe pedantic if I'm using that word correctly, but I'm not sure who else would join the police or attend the police academy other than citizens. I'm just joshing you. All right, Security Monitor Lizard. Here's a fun story from a different country. Our government brought in external accountability for our police behavior. Wow. External accountability, like the UN, or hopefully not the US. I fucking hope not. Okay, here's how you beat them a little bit harder. Here's how you make them break their own ankles. The review board. Wait, I'm confused. Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Mandates, you get written up. You get so many write-ups, you get fired. And so all of those things are consistently in place. People may not know that.
Thank you for being here, folks.
It is a fear that if you do anything wrong, they're gonna fire you. So it's not that I go and abuse my power and I just get let off the hook. That doesn't happen or occur as frequently as people think.
Citizens do need to attend to the review board. That should be who it is. Like who. I guess you would have to have like some kind of elected officials, because you have to have some kind of election, and that would have to take place in a certain amount of time. So that has to be funded as well, and that they ain't gonna fucking do that, which is unfortunate, because that's
okay. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I did not know that there was a process like that within the police department. You said that nobody hates a bad cop more.
Bitch, I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, this kind of speaks to what I was saying. I was looking for shit. I know I'm digging. This kind of speaks to what I'm saying. She's like, I'm playing devil's advocate. More often than not. People know this is how things operate. He put in a very simple term of how things operate in a police department. And this is a general idea of how things operate, is what he's giving. So, yeah, most people actually do understand. Amala, you're supposed to play a leftist. Don't play an idiot. If I wanted to play a conservative, I wouldn't play an idiot. All right? I go like Alex Jonesy or fucking Glenn Beck or something like that. Fuck, I might even use PragerU stuff, because
more than a good cop. And I think what is really sparking a lot of this debate when it comes to defunding the police, whether or not there is such thing as systemic racism in policing, is George Floyd. So right out the gate, we want to talk about George Floyd and discuss this. From my perspective, Derek Chauvin and all of the police officers that were a part of that situation are bad cops. We saw Derek Chauvin put his knee on the neck of George Floyd for more than 8 minutes, and this resulted in his death. And we watched as other cops looked and did nothing to stop this from happening. But in the wake of George Floyd, I did see a lot of police departments and police officers coming out and defending Derek Chauvin and his actions and saying that his response to George Floyd was rightful. So are those cops good cops? Is Derek Chauvin a good cop? Are the 4 other cops that were part of that situation who watched it happen, are those
have
good
fun at
cops
work.
to you?
So
I think that's a great question.
Be able to respond this. No problem, dude. Have fun at work. Keep all your fingers, and I don't know. Have a good meal after work.
You know, I personally don't think that Chauvin acted appropriately in that instance. You know, in his police career, I don't know if he's a good cop or not. I never worked with him, but what I saw there as a former police officer, as a field trainer, I trained officers. I taught at the academy. That's not appropriate in what he did. And the officers that were there, Chauvin had responsibility to coach those officers. Some of those were rookie new officers that were relying on the leadership of Derek Chauvin, and he failed them. And so I don't really particularly think they were bad officers. I think they were caught in the middle of a bad situation that could have went one or two ways. I do think George Floyd, some of his death was responsible for his ingestion of a lethal amount of fentanyl and methamphetamine. And I think the combination of both of those things together led to his death. And I think that the verdict was appropriate. You know, I think Chauvin.
And that's how police get away with shit. The things that he said, Derek Chauvin should have been, he should have showed better leadership. And those officers, they didn't know what to do. I'm sorry, weren't those officers, 3 officers weren't competent enough to know that kneeling on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, whatever, 9 minutes, might kill them. 3 officers and their leadership did not understand that concept. Wild. Interesting. And that's where it goes. That's where it comes back to. Well, they just need more training. No. They knew what they were doing. They were trained perfectly, and they had no problem with what was going on. They just didn't see it blowing up in their fucking faces like it did.
Should have went to jail. But officers who defend Chauvin, I mean, we have to look at the big picture of it. What are they defending? You know, I've never heard of an officer that defend him and say he's a good cop. I see some people defending the fact that the knee on the neck is an actual tactic that's taught and acceptable in the police department that Derek Chauvin worked in. It was a trained tactic that was used often, and there has never been a death associated with that in that particular police department. So I can see why officers come out and say,
"What?" So now they wait. So our police got more quote unquote accountable, says People Thulu, but they also lost time because now they have to do their police work and their paperwork. That's not how. That. How do you? No. Okay. Hold on. 50% time. Okay. Now, I'm not going to lie. As a police officer, your 10-hour shift is usually around like 14 hours because there's usually something that happens at the very end where you have to actually go and do paperwork on something. You have to do a lot of your own paperwork in the United States, but if 50% of your time is spent doing paperwork, there's something wrong. There's a lot fucking wrong with that. That's not how we're going to do it. Gonna need a source for that claim. Yeah, I like if that's a massive number. That's a massive number of hours. So think about it, a 10-hour shift. 5 of those hours are inside doing their own paperwork. That means they got rid of an entire administrative detail. I don't know if that's possible, but hey, that's Australia. It's not the United States. Totally different laws, totally different population. Could be area specific, could be across the entire nation. I don't know. I don't ride kangaroos to work. I'm just a regular guy here in the salt mines of Ohio. Thank you for hitting that like button, folks. They're hiring out of city boobs who are never in the street. Okay, better educated, I get it, but most never grew up in the city and can't talk to people the way I grew up in the city. And yeah, there's a lot of people like that. As in Cleveland, where I grew up, there's it doesn't take long to get out to the fucking country. It really, really doesn't take that long. I mean, it's maybe an hour depending on which direction you drive. And if you're pulling people from there who are willing to be police and willing to be, the thin blue line motherfuckers as well, especially in this day and age, and it's only gotten worse. That thin blue line has only gotten thinner over fucking time, and it's concentrated. There's something called the concentration effect in cults, and I'm not calling police officers like police forces a cult, but it's kind of the same idea. As more and more people branch off and are just more moderate on the idea of whatever it might be, you get a concentration effect. So the most vocal people end up being the most extreme, and you get sort of this little core of radicals, kind of, and for lack of a better term. And that's kind of how this is progressing, where you need the more aggressive, the more yes, we are police people to be police, and it's only being more and more detrimental to what their actual goal is, which is peace, because you can't just beat the populace into peace when it's their right to fucking protest. Looting is wrong. Sure, fine, cool. Think we can agree on that. Protesting is not. Your right as a fucking American. Sorry, I know that.
Well, hold on, pump the brakes a minute. This guy's not just a radical, crazy lunatic who just set out to kill this guy for no reason. He was deploying a tactic, and I think
father and great grandfather.
So I think that there's nuances to the conversation. We can say that.
Farmer and cell. No, you're good. I have no problem with cops. I was military police. I was a cop at one point. I have no problem with police. Policing in the United States of America is absolute dog shit. I have no problem with cops if you decide to be a police officer. If you have I don't assume a police officer has bad intentions. I kind of assume that they not to fuck with them. When the cops are around, I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Because especially in the U.S., if you see cops, usually they're well armed, and I always want to ask the cops about their weapons, because I'm like, what is it? I don't know. Glock, is that a double stack? Oh, your 9mm? Really? That's it? That's all they give you? Fuck. Then I have a conversation. And I start talking to some asshole because I noticed there. Anyway, all right.
It was inappropriate. We could say that all the officers there should be investigated and held accountable, and we should also be able to say that George Floyd had a great responsibility in the reason why he ended up in the position that he's in. He didn't deserve it, but I think that resisting arrest and buying stuff with fake money can result in you being under the knee of a cop that will act inappropriately at that particular time.
He didn't deserve it, but it's his own fault that he was there. I'm sorry, how is that not blaming the victim? It's his own fault that the police murdered him in the street. But it's kind of his fault anyway. So essentially what you just said, what is this? Brandon Tatum? What you just said is it is okay for the police to murder criminals in the street. Full stop. They can just shoot somebody. Oh, he stole a bag of chips. Blam! Oh. What? Oh, he had a bunch of fucking drugs in him? Shit. Guess that cop gets off. Oh, well, he was a criminal anyway. So, hey, Brandon, let me ask you this. If you were a criminal, okay, if you have some kind of illegal drugs in your system, illegal, someone slipped them in there otherwise, and you just happen to, rob a fucking store, you just happen to grab a sandwich and walk out, let's say you're drunk one night in town, you grab a sandwich and walk out without paying, cop comes up, boom, fucking caps you in the spleen, you bleed out in the street. It's cool, right? I mean, you were all hopped up. You stole something. You're a criminal. It's kind of your own fault that you were there, that you were under the gun of that officer. You were intimidating. I mean, you're a big fucking dude. Aren't you an NFL player? Wild. You would tower over me. And again, I was military police. I had a pistol. I had a rifle. Shit. You saw me with a pistol. It's not good. Good fucking God, folks. Man, I got peace in.
Yeah, let's talk about that under the knee part, because I saw that video and I cannot believe that a police officer would ever put his knee.
But we do have some stuff. In the meantime, let's do a little bit of a palate cleanser real quick. Somebody have something funny for me? Somebody check this shit out, guys. I'm gonna open this for you. So this came across my desk. I don't know if you can. Let's see. Yeah, somebody produced this in 2022. It's a documentary, quote unquote, called The Next Level. Produced in 2022. That's this year, 2022. Brought to us in 480p. It's standard definition. So just keep that one in mind. Anyway, I'm going to go on patrol. I have to go pee. Why am I hearing a weird noise over the headphones? That might be you. I don't know if anybody else is hearing it, but burb. I'll be right back. It's enough out of you, Allie. Poppers. Yes, I love the poppers. Hydrate. Yeah, I had a little bit of water. I got some water over there. I think it's a fan. Is it? I don't have any fans on. I might I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. Any better? Maybe my corn needs to be fixed. I got a corn problem, folks. I gotta run outside and adjust the corn. It's fiddling with my streaming cable. Miss Parker knows she's been to Kentucky, which is close enough to Ohio, right? It's right below Ohio. What's going on, Miss Parker? Fucking broken corn. Is it? It's like a low static. I don't know what it could be. Let me know if it gets any better. Anything? Anything? Weird. Let me try something. Anything? Alrighty. I'm gonna check it again. It's good. There's gonna be a delay. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. I guess what happened was I clicked the little thing on the back of my my mic here. Awesome. Thank you. Sorry. I didn't realize it. Fucking, I never checked that thing, but I was messing around with my desk. So, well, shit happens. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Perfect. What? Anyway, Moocher, that's great. Wait, I stole corn from a field with my dad before he died because he wanted to commit a crime. It was fun pushing him in a wheelchair, stealing corn from a neighbor. That's awesome, Miss Parker. Miss Parker's a badass. Can we get some ramen in the chat from Miss Parker? Alrighty, folks. We're back on track. When did I come out as a lesbian? I don't know. Probably the first time I ate pussy. Shit. Let's see. It's a good way to. All right. This guy. This dumb shit. All right. Who knows who Dave Rubin is? Dave Rubin's a fucking moron. Alrighty.
Something ain't right.
Shut up, moron. Anyway. So Dave Rubin he's a sellout. Dave Rubin he's a gay man and he's married to another gay man and they have a surrogate mother. And when they were like, hey, we're going to have a baby and raise it together, the entire right wing was like, fuck you. That's disgusting. And now this asshole is about to cheer on the fact that, well, America is going to go opposite of anything that he actually wants or desires or would cherish in his life, and he is totally acceptable with that. He has totally accepted that because, well, he's a piece of shit and he likes money, and the grift fell apart well before Larry King. Wow. Big difference. Larry King went on his show and did an interview and answered a fucking phone call while doing the interview. Mind you, Larry King since Larry King is dead and Dave Rubin never got to redeem himself, rub that one in. Larry King was Dave Rubin's hero. He was the person Dave wanted to be and why he got into media. So call my dad a moron. Hey, look, your dad is not a moron. He took care of you when you went fucking full mahogany with your forehead that one night. Hell yeah, commit crimes for old people. Do it. I love it. Steal some ramen for your fellow old folks and give it to Miss Parker so she can fuel herself up for more crimes.
And there we go. Are we just going to give up on the greatest country in the history of the world? Or are we going to fight for freedom and a thriving future? They always tell us that we're at a once-in-a-lifetime pivotal moment.
Hold on. No. What? Who says that? Politicians say that. I mean, we're always at a pivotal moment. There's a fucking World War III is going on, motherfuckers. We could get nuclear at any point. And you think we're not at a pivotal moment in history? Fun fact, there's still a genocide going on in Yemen. The Saudis still have that blockade there. Yet we're pouring weapons into fucking Ukraine. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to make a new neck thing. Just being weird.
But this time, they're actually right. You know it. I know it. You know that I know it. I know that you know it. And they know we all know.
Oh, he definitely wrote this script for sure.
So what are we going to do about it? Well, I've got a few ideas.
Only this idiot can
First
write
off,
that.
be an individualist. The American Heritage Dictionary defines an individualist as one that asserts individuality by independence of thought and action.
Cool. Let's look that up because I guarantee most people don't do that. What is it? The American Heritage Dictionary. Did I spell that correctly? Yes. Is American Heritage a good dictionary? American Heritage dictionaries are widely known as the most innovative and informative dictionaries. Oh, Okay. I don't trust this dictionary, but is that only because I only trust like Webster? I don't know. I don't know shit. Honestly, this actually raises a good question of language, because we also have like Urban Dictionary. Is this more akin? What's the official dictionary? I go with the Oxford English Dictionary, because the American Heritage Dictionary pretty much sounds like a right-wing propaganda machine. Yep, it is. Look how bad this website is. This is awful. Terrible. Don't go to here unless you have Windows XP. Anyway, moving along. So some bullshit ass website went ahead and decided to define some shit that they made up. Cool. Hey, what are the sources? Let's see. Sources, John PragerU, down, subscribe. Praise censorship. Go to PragerU.com. So we got the whole ass script here. And then we go to PragerU. Man, they don't even have the American Heritage a website down in their description as a source. Wild that they only source themselves. Crazy.
If that sounds self-centered, it is. But why is that bad? Everything in your life starts with you, your attitude, how you project yourself to the world, whether you take responsibility for your own actions.
Don't tell him, Toby.
The founders of America sought to create a government whose primary purpose was to protect the freedom of the individual. After that, as far as George, Ben, and Tom were concerned, you were on your own. Nobody saw this more clearly than the 19th century French writer Alexis de Tocqueville. He came to America to see what all the commotion was about and was absolutely blown away. This new American...
Why don't you use a contemporary source? Can we do that? Can we not go back 300, 400 fucking years?
Democracy, what he called the equality of conditions, was not merely a new way to govern, he realized, but a new way to live. For de Tocqueville, American individualism was not about being self-centered, but about being self-reliant. Government can't guarantee your happiness, but it should guarantee your right to pursue it. This is the...
Government should at the very least guarantee my survival. Can I get ones in the chat if you agree? Twos in the chat if you disagree. Let me know why. My tax dollars should at the very least pay for my survival. And that includes food, shelter, and water. And at this point, we have around the infrastructure to provide internet and communication. At the very, very least, communication. I'm not talking like a ham radio, two-way radio, or cans on a fucking string. Nor am I talking about like Obama phones or shit like that. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. One. She was kissed by fire. We got another one. Anything with the word heritage strikes me as white supremacist. Yeah. Yeah, the American Heritage, like the Liberty Foundation, the Center for Freedom, or whatever they come up with, it always has this like icky feeling on it, because it's always just some like right-wing bullshit. It's always just going back to Dave Rubin's fucking literal cocksucker. Maybe I don't know. He's too right-wing to actually have relations with his significant other. There you go. Have gay sex. Ironically, there are heritage summer camps, quote unquote heritage summer camps, for a variety of second, third, fourth generation small humans in the States for cultural diversity. That's heritage. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. I have actually like that's and like the Boy Scouts will actually take you to stuff like that a lot. Not even kidding. Like they'll be like, hey, learn how the Native Americans actually live, and you'll actually meet people. Like I've done that in school, not as actually like a summer camp, but I imagine like the pool gets so small that they have to branch out. But I understand that would exist, and that's a good thing that like a heritage camp. So for to even if you're like a colonialist, because if you listen to or if you watch Townsend's, yes, I understand colonization is wrong. We can have that discussion another fucking day. But the colonial way of life, yeah, it's something interesting to look into and to find out your heritage and where you came from, and whether or not your ancestors were like terrible people. And you know what? You don't necessarily have to be like, oh, I have to white knight and repent for everything, but you don't have to transfix on them and be like, yeah, they did something bad, so I'm just gonna be like, you know what? They had the right way of life. You don't go to the other extreme either. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Thank you all.
The only way to make progress on a national level and still be authentically inclusive. Because where true freedom exists, there will be individualism. And where individualism exists, there will be true freedom. But being an individualist is just the start. You must also be a family. There are lots of ways to measure the strength of a society, but
so on the number 1 point, Ms. Parker, I was listening to an old secular if you were on secular talk, that would be so fucking cool. Oh my god, get Ms. Parker on secular talk, folks. Anyway, I was listening to an old secular opinion stream, and it was the one where you confronted Vaughn and Andrea showed up. It was right after his mom passed and everything like that. And you told a story about how you were raising a child on like basically on a park bench. How would your life have been different in that moment had you just had like a 5x9 wooden box to sleep in that has a lock on the inside, and maybe even a blanket on the floor, not even a mattress, just a blanket, just thrown down? Cool. How would your life have been different at that very point? That's what I want to know.
Family has to be at the top of the list. This hit me very deeply one night during...
That's the questions these idiots don't ask.
Jordan Peterson's worldwide lecture tour in 2019, which I hosted. Jordan and I were leaving the theater after our show in Dublin, Ireland. Two men ran towards us. Wiping tears from their eyes, they told us their story. They were a father and son. Several years before, they had a huge falling out. On their own personal timelines, they had both bought Jordan's book, 12 Rules for Life, and began fixing up their lives. Separately, they had attended the show. As thousands of people exited the theater, they saw each other in the crowd, and right then and there, after so much time and so much heartache, they embraced and made amends.
A father and son shared similar ideals, yet disagreed, fell out with each other, and then were both radicalized by those same ideals that they both shared being embraced and emboldened. That's what happened. It wasn't divine. It's the fact that genetics and upbringing and nature and nurture exist. Also, Jordan Peterson gets clout because idiots like your audience actually believe this shit.
The family bond was restored. So how important is family? According to a 2019 American Enterprise Institute survey, which asked participants to rank attributes of the American dream, a good family life ranked number 2, right behind freedom of choice. It's no surprise. It's within the nurturing bonds of family.
I choose to slap this asshole in his face with a jackhammer.
We learn to deal with the world. Once you have your head screwed on straight and you've made things right with your family, then you're ready to move on to the next level of real social improvement. Be a community. There are all kinds of communities.
Ooh, hearts on the chat for this community. I love this community. Miss Parker, if you're still here, I saw your post earlier about whatever the fuck that was. I hope you can make it to brunch. Because, yeah, we're a community here. Folks! That's what the folks is about. We're a community of folks. This asshole joined a community that fucking hates him. Don't join
it's your
a community
church or
that
your synagogue.
Hates you.
It's your
the fuck it is.
Your neighbors. It's the girls you meet for brunch or the guys you play basketball with. It's
See? The folks you meet for brunch. Did he actually say folks? Did he say folks? Say folks.
There are all kinds of communities. It's your church or your synagogue. It's your neighbors. It's the girls you meet for brunch or the guys you play basketball with. It's the group of people that know you and care about you, and you care about them.
I was reading
next to breathing and maybe a couple other things. I don't know what's more essential.
Shut up. Who are we?
It's your church or your synagogue. It's your neighbors. It's the girls you meet for brunch or the guys.
Get the fuck out of here, you asshole. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Brunch is basically like an ill-defined meal of the day. It's just a late breakfast or an early lunch. You cunt. Fuck off. Don't be like, the girls you meet for brunch. We meet for brunch almost every Sunday. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you're male, female, man, or woman. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a shit because I like to fucking chill out. Don't be like, the girls. Fuck you, Dave Rubin. You're a gay man. I am 100% positive that if Ben Shapiro told you to put on a tutu, you fucking would. And you know what he would have? About 1.5 inches of fucking wood sticking into his zipper. Thank you. I can't open that. It's reflective. Anyway.
Guys you play basketball with.
Love some hearts.
It's the group of people that know you and care about you. And you care about them.
Do my best. You always do your best. You do better than most, Ms. Parker. You are the best.
Next to breathing and maybe a couple.
Also, fuck Kent Hovind. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, trust me. Oof.
Couple other things. I don't know what's more essential than that. When George Bailey's brother toasts George at the end of the classic movie It's a Wonderful Life to the richest man in town, we know
Sorry to keep pausing. How often do they actually reference? I think they reference movies every single time.
Exactly what he's talking about.
Watch the next video and see what
George's community. Are you catching the theme here? When individuals are healthier, the family is healthier, and in turn, so is society. It's obvious. We know it, which is why those on the left oppose all of it, every piece. They despise the free-thinking individual. They denigrate the family, and they have no true understanding of community.
The fuck are you talking about, you idiot? That makes
For the left, your identity group, your skin color, your sexual preference determines who you are and how you think. Defy this idea.
No. My experiences, get the fuck out of here, you dumb asshole. My experiences and the way I have lived my life, that's what it is. Are these sometimes determining factors on the experiences that I have? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to have a different experience if I'm white or if I'm black or if I'm gay or if I'm straight. You should fucking know that, you moron. You're a gay man married to another gay man trying to have a child with a surrogate mother. And this video came out after your announcement of that, where you got thoroughly dragged through the goddamn corn thresher of the fucking right wing. They fucking hate everything about you, and you're still sitting there peddling their bullshit. Wake the fuck up. Don't get woke. That's not what I'm asking, you moron. I'm just saying, wake the fuck up. It's not that hard of a concept to understand that different people have different experiences, because suburbia from 1950 got nuked along with the fucking Nevada desert. All right? That shit's gone. The Cold War is fucking over. Get the fuck over it. People have civil rights. The nuclear family doesn't necessarily exist in the way you want it to exist anymore, and it's not necessarily going to. That's called social progress. Why don't we spend more time taking care of each other and working towards getting towards to a planet that's sustainable, i.e. our own sustaining itself, before we suck off billionaires riding dicks into fucking space. The ISS, the International Space Station, the most expensive project in the entire world, is going to crash into the Pacific Ocean in 2030 because private space travel is more lucrative. How in the fuck did I get to that point? Anyway, hit that like button, folks.
Identity at your peril. If you're black and you're conservative, well, as one elderly gentleman put it, you ain't black.
Grift pays, Liz.
Before they scrubbed it from their website, Black Lives Matter.
Dave. Absolutely, the grift fucking pays. He's got to get a paycheck. We all got to eat. But if I wake up, then I'm woke. You're already a woke, bitch. Go drink some soy, you lawn-stealing motherfucker.
Brag that they were all about deconstructing the nuclear family. You know, mom, dad, and the kids. As for community, it's
mom, dad. Oh, the nuclear family. So anything but the nuclear family, a mom, dad, and kids, is detrimental to the overall structure of American society. So 2 dads and a child is a detriment to the overall structure of American society. So you, yourself, Dave Rubin, and your husband are willingly participating in being a detriment to the overall to American society. You stupid fucking idiot. This came out after the pregnancy announcement. Hallelujah. Religion is not independent thought. You're strictly bound by a fucking book or a doctrine or a dogma. That's what? How is wait, sports are independent thought? Sports is a team effort. It's a collective thought towards one single goal. How are you calling sports too independent? Oh, ow, I almost fucking opened my beer with one hand. Like I literally almost squeezed.
Too independent and too traditional. The left demands that you be part of the collective, a hive mind where everyone thinks the same. Anyone outside the hive mind must be shouted down, harassed, or canceled. Is that the world you want to be part of? How about this instead? Be an individualist. Be a member of a family. Be part of a community. You know what that sounds like to me? America.
Gibberish. You can't be an individualist. someone who is striving to be like their own person and make everything on their own. You can't have everybody striving to make everything on their own also be part of a family and like a community. A community works together. A community like the one that we have here figured out the shit about Lola. How about that? That's how a community works. It's an interaction. It's altruism. We all fucking work together. Mango provides content for fucking everybody. That's what she does. That's her role in the community. Excuse me. Ms. Parker does all of these deep dives into subjects that are extremely uncomfortable. And you know what? We go there because we need to. We need to have those things highlighted, and we need to discuss them. And that's her role in the community. Our role in the community, everyone else's role, is to provide information with each other, to just have discussions, to trade things. We are individuals working as a collective. That's how a community works. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, there's not one motherfucker around here that can ever tell me what to do or order me to do a fucking thing. There's not one motherfucker around here that I won't say what I think to their face or bring something to light that I think is fucking bullshit. I will say things publicly that need to be said publicly, and I'll say things privately that need to be said privately. But there's no way I'm going to but that doesn't take away from the fact apparently I'm the heel in the community. That doesn't I lost my train of thought. Lizard hydration. Yes, I need hydration. All right. That doesn't got a little worked up. That makes me an individual, and that makes me help the community be a little bit better. That's my role. All right. All right. Pay attention to me, Lizard. I told you. Shut up. So this fucker, all right. I lost my train of thought. I went on a tangent, and now we're going to move on to P. Cthulhu. So does this fucker want his kids to go back to work in the mines? Does he want to go back to that far, or just 1950s paradise he thinks exists? He wants both of those and neither of those at the exact same time. And yes, you are. Stop it.
I'm Dave Rubin, author of Don't Burn This Country for Prager University.
Oh, hold up. You were author of Don't Burn This book before. What happened? Apparently he wrote his fucking sequel. All right, we got more. We got more, folks. Should Elon Musk own Twitter? Absolutely the fuck not. I don't know why these assholes are clamoring for a billionaire to like want to control their speech. Why are you? They're idiot. Fuck you. Fuck your Passover. Not Passover in general, just Dennis Prager's Passover because he can go fuck himself. There was another. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Let's watch the happiest day.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Prager with this week's Fireside Chat. That's the Fireside. I'm the chat, and that's Otto, who is snoring.
Thank you for explaining your surroundings,
right?
Grandpa.
He stopped. Good. I'll tell you, he's amazing.
I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a while. Let's see if I actually have it. All right. Too easy. There we go.
He knew we were going on air, and he stopped. This is Fireside Chat number
233.
233. It's my
every single fucking time we've watched this sack of shit, he's actually asked for that. I want ice cream. Mint chocolate chip? I know the best mint chocolate chip. Okay. If you like mint chocolate chip, there's ice cream and it's got the crumbles in it instead of like chocolate chips. They're like the crumbles you find in the Dairy Queen ice cream cakes, like those kinds of crumbles, but it's mint chocolate chip. I fucking love that shit. But it's like $6 to $8 a quart, and yeah, I'll wait till that shit's on sale. Thank you very much.
Chance to just talk to you off the cuff about life, some thoughts, and take your questions. So it's about 50-50.
Oh shit, I need to get my other phone so I can actually see if I can cash apps.
So I want to talk to you about a personal thing and make it into a bigger deal. My son, I have two sons. My second son was married last week in Florida at my first son's home. So that was particularly meaningful. That
odd that he's talking about happiness and and his son's wedding, and behind him they actually have the those books about, or the Jewish books. I don't know what they were behind him. They were Hebrew books. That's what I'm trying to say. Hebrew books behind him.
My older son and his wife.
Real ice cream, like chocolate. Real. Mint isn't for ice cream. No, Miss Parker. It's so good. You gotta have this mint chocolate chip. It's so good. Also, Miss Parker, do you like pickles? This is a serious question, not like a weird question or anything. Like pickles. Like, I'm gonna make pickles and jar them and can them and send them out. So if you like pickles, let me know.
They did it, all the work.
And yes, people did
this beautiful wedding, and it was very moving to me. So I analyze myself all the time. I have always looked at me from outside of me. This is not a boast. It's not necessarily even terrific. It just is what it is. So I've always done that. I one of the reasons I think I understand people pretty well is that I really worked and still do on understanding me. And since I don't think that I'm composed of anything different from anybody else, I assume that if something is true about my nature, it's probably true about human nature, or at least in some cases, male nature, for everybody or nearly everybody. And I've turned out to be right.
I'll be right back.
I've always thought I am sort of every man. Just, I'm unique, as everyone is unique, but I'm also every man, capital E. It's a term, every man. And in that philosophical sense, I mean it. So I decided at a very early age, which is a gift that I don't take any credit for, that I thought about the big stuff at a very early age and made some permanent life decisions. So one of them, since I always wanted to be happy, I really hate unhappiness. I decided...
Big tech censorship continues to be a big challenge for PragerU, and it's more important than ever that our audience watches our content on our platform. To continue watching this episode of the Fireside Chat, go to PragerU.com today.
Hold on. That dumb asshole at that 3 minutes. Fuck you, Dennis Prager. God damn it. That did suck. Thank you. Thank you, Rev. That fucking blue dick. Fuck you. I'm not going to your stupid website. Stop trying to bring it to traffic. All right. Oh, shit, dog. Yo, what does this old Jewish guy know about the fear of opening
Hello,
up?
everybody. I'm Dennis Prager. This is the Fireside Chat. The chat.
Oh, you're so fast. He actually speaks at a normal pace. And there's these books that I was talking about. he wasn't talking about he was talking about happiness and his son's wedding, and these books, these are Hebrew books, those were not in the fucking picture. Boom. Also, I can't do super chats yet.
And Otto is already up, which is very, very worrying because
Otto.
it means that he'll probably leave
Sweet
before
puppy
the chat is over. So Otto, we pay Otto for about 35, 40 minutes.
Take care, people.
So if we start late and he was already there, he knows the contract and
all right.
he doesn't stay longer.
What about so I have ghost chilies left over. Do you want some ghost chili pickles?
Anyway, that's Otto. Needless to say, it's great to be with you. This is a chance to just speak spontaneously about what's on my mind and what's on your mind, because half of the chat
King of the Hill
is like questions. By the way, don't forget to send us questions.
You don't know who I am.
Don't make them long.
Shut the fuck up, then. You don't know who I am, but I know where you live, and if you teach that sex education, like Dale. He's like, oh yeah, can I talk to Peggy? Yeah, Peggy. It's Dale. Hi, Dale. You don't know who I am or where I live.
Because it takes time to read the whole question on the chat.
Take care, folks.
Don't
worry.
Oh, I knew it. I predicted it. At least you saw. Thank God we started when we did. You saw Otto.
Oh, you predicted it? You predicted that in, I don't know, probably when is this? April? Like March? Yeah. A late April, it's going to be warm next to the fucking fire for your furry friend there. And he's going to want to like get off. He's hot. You can hear him panting. Jesus, just take care of your fucking dog for one day.
My wife gives him a snack. You often before the chat, right? Because he gets hungry at about this time. Well, what's a fireside chat without Otto? Yeah, anyway, he was there in the beginning, and so just imagine like Mr. Snuffleupagus. Wasn't he have an invisible friend?
It was Snuffleupagus. Wasn't it Snuffleupagus? What the fuck was? You want to defund Sesame Street?
Or was it Mr. No, that was Big Bird's. Big Bird's invisible friend was Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Imaginary friend.
Where did that come from in my brain? The stuff people remember. Okay, where were we? Yes, so I told you about that and a few other very preliminary comments.
Guys, this is like really frustrating.
Today is the last day of fundraising month for PragerU. As you know, the fireside chat and everything else is free. The reason we could produce so much material is that people support us. And just like you to know, a lot of us at PragerU.
Get funny to the fucking point. It's an ad. God damn it. They're all ads. Let's get into the whiteness of wokeness, folks. I am officially, through the Petty Family University, both a doctor in rock stuff and an expert in white people stuff and or themes, as well as all themes, black and etc. I don't know. I have to look at those degrees again for a second. They're somewhere around here. Anyway, they're in my papers.
How do you explain this?
I don't know how the fuck I explain that. Yo, anybody watching? Look at your screens. How do you explain this? Hold on. That's the thing. Explain that. Why do you look like why do you look like Jafar's cousin that has a law degree? Like, yo. Oh, what the fuck was that? Where did Aladdin live? Oh, man. I almost said Abu Ghraib. That's definitely not where Aladdin lived. He did not want to live in Abu Ghraib. Fuck. I need a degree in keeping babies out of uteruses. Yes, you do. That way you can educate people. That is just like your god. Imaginary. No. He's pissing off me so that I go to his website, which I'm not going to go to because that gives him traffic. Anyway.
Most people agitating for radical social change on behalf of people of color are not themselves people of color. They're
what? According to that one guy from PragerU, or in the comments, I am a person of color because I'm white. That's a color, right? No. I don't think it's most people agitating for radical social change. I just think that you point them out more often because they stand out in a sea of fucking minorities and people who are, darker skin colored. Trust me, if I went to a lot of places in the United States of America, I would fucking stand out.
They're overwhelmingly woke white leftists. They use the genuine plight of poor minorities as a wedge, a lever by which to change the basic character of American society, a change that most people of color do not want. Both anecdotal evidence and hard data bear this out. A good example is the woke left's obsession with politically correct speech. Ostensibly, this is all in the service of protecting the tender feelings of long-suffering minorities. However, according to the best publicly available data, most minority groups dislike PC culture more than whites do. 88% of Native Americans, 87% of Hispanics, 82% of Asian Americans, and 75% of blacks versus 79% of whites call political correctness a problem.
Where is this study from? How did you quantify that? Where did we get this? Where did we get these numbers? What were the questions asked? That's what we need to know. Where none of this comes, none of this makes sense. And let's see.
According to multiple studies, only young, white, college-educated, liberal, and leftist women strongly support speech restrictions.
Oh, shit. When was this fucking shit produced? Yo. Oh, April 11th, 2022? You mean around the time while conservatives were doing like book burnings? And hey, did you know that there's like 1,500 books that have been removed from schools simply because of their content? Things like You're a Unicorn or whatever the fuck that was. What was the other one? Mouse. But that was removed. Why were those removed? Not because of woke leftists, because conservatives can't deal with the fact that society is changing. So they don't want their kids to understand that society is changing. They want full control over what their kids take in. That's what the fuck it is. Don't worry. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. They went Asian Americans. Why not African Americans? Oh, because the blacks. Sorry, I just kind of gloss over that one sometimes in PragerU. Yeah, the blacks. Because if they don't say the blacks, then they can't dog whistle just enough.
A Pew poll about the use of the term Latina.
Also, these types of people think Asian Americans are more useful, quote unquote, than the blacks.
An attempt to remove gender from Latino and Latina makes this point. Only a quarter of all Hispanics and 38% of Hispanic college graduates have even heard of the term. What's more, only 3% ever opt to use it. Many find it ridiculous. If anything, the pattern here is
Yeah,
one
I'm
of white
still searching
leftists
for
telling
big titty
Hispanics to
Latinas,
speak in a
not
more woke
big
fashion,
titty
and
Latina
Hispanics
X,
refusing to
Latin
comply.
X.
This turns out to be the
Outta
rule,
here.
not the exception. Defunding the police, a left-wing cause.
I know, that was wrong.
Celeb for
It
much
was a
of 2020 and 2021 is another case in point. A study conducted by Gallup found that 81% of Black Americans want the police presence in their neighborhoods to either remain the same or increase.
I just realized something I said on the other video, and I was like, Dave Rubin definitely wrote this script himself. Well, obviously he did, because one of the reasons PragerU gets away with spewing out their bullshit is because all they're really doing is actually providing a platform. They just provide a platform in order for people to be able to speak. They go through some kind of whatever process the fuck it is, and then they have to provide the script. So he provided the script, they provided the platform and the equipment and all the fucking animations and everything like that. So, yeah, all of these people are speaking for themselves. They're just doing it on PragerU's platform. There you go.
Only 19% of Blacks favored any decrease whatsoever in police presence. Little wonder. As empirically minded scholars have long pointed out, anti-police and soft-on-crime policies tend to dramatically increase crime rates in urban minority neighborhoods. In 2021, 12 major cities broke previous homicide records. Meanwhile, the number of arrests nationwide plummeted 24% in 2020 to the lowest in 25 years, according to FBI data. Then there's education policy. On charter schools labeled racist by many liberals and leftists, data show another significant split. Blacks and Hispanics, especially parents, favoring school choice, white liberals and leftists opposed. According to
it's not that it's not that supporting charter schools and having charter schools it's racist. It's the fact that having charter schools puts a significant disadvantage to non-white people because they don't have the generational wealth. All this really boils down to is generational wealth. There's a lack of generational wealth in minority communities throughout the United States of America. So to enforce charter schools means that they have to work not only 4 times as fucking hard as they already are doing, but to work even harder than that in order to just make ends meet, in order to, get their kids a basic education. Not a higher education, a basic education. I don't understand. One's in the chat if you know somebody who is against a basic education.
Recent data from Democrats for Education Reform, 58% of Black Democrats and 52% of Hispanic Democrats have a positive opinion of charter schools. In contrast, just 26% of white Democrats favor charters. Economist Thomas Sowell has observed that in the major American charter networks, among those classrooms in which students of color make up 90% or more, kids perform almost exactly on par with the majority white student population of the.
When is your birthday? You can send it to me in email if you want. Also, I haven't checked the email. Ooh. I haven't checked the email in a couple days. All right,
the nation's public schools.
Thomas Sowell is a fucking idiot. He's just like Dave Rubin, except, well, he uses skin color, not his sexuality.
Far better. In a misguided effort to increase diversity, white leftists have lobbied to lower educational standards for Blacks and Hispanics. Yet evidence suggests that maintaining traditional standards is a much more effective approach. The average combined SAT score for the sizable and mostly Black senior class of the Success Academy charter school system in 2019 was 1268. 10% of the class scored higher than 1400. Like most charters today, Success Academy is a pure lottery school that does not get to pick and choose students. Given that fact and the...
Alrighty. This is for everybody. All right. Thank you so much. Damn it, I forget your screen name. It's right there. You know who you are. Oh, here you go, Negs. Again, if you didn't see me poorly shooting in the woods, then yeah. Here you go. Check it out. It looks so much worse when I fuck it up. Watch this. Oh, you can't even see. There's not enough hair for you to see me fuck it up. All right. All right. Alrighty, folks. Get your secretions out. Caution wet floor. Hey. Gross. Hair in my mouth. Weird. All right. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. God damn it, I forget. Because I have your name, I just don't have your screen name. Mary Sunshine. There it is. Sorry, it was in the notes. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Mary Sunshine. You have been far too generous. And please, that's more than enough. All right. So, all righty, folks. Let's go into more of this.
The school's results. We're talking about New York City. It is no surprise that minority parents, unlike white Democrats, strongly support charter schools. The simple truth is that Black and Hispanic citizens do not show much enthusiasm for cancel culture, for pulling good and mostly minority cops out of their neighborhoods, or for depriving their kids of a sound education in service to woke white notions of equity.
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you say? The simple truth, Black and Hispanic citizens do not show much enthusiasm for depriving their kids of a sound education in service to woke. Wait. They don't show much enthusiasm for depriving their kids of a sound education in service to woke white non-notions. What?
There's an excellent reason for this. The people who suffer from these radical policies are people of color. And
what radical policies? Education? Education is a radical policy? Dude, getting educated is really fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, just generally being educated on the world is really fucking hard. That's why your phone is so easy to use, because the guys who have college degrees that engineered it knew how fucking stupid you were, and we're like, yeah, people are fucking dumb. Let's interface it like this so it makes sense. So it's the easiest thing to use. They tap into your fucking lizard brain. Like, this doesn't make any sense. All of these people who are like railing against education are all college educated. It's fucking odd, isn't it? Is it not odd that all of these college educated people are trying to tell you, the person who can probably not make it to college without a significant amount of debt, that it's not even fucking worth it? Wild, isn't it? It's almost like they don't want you to do a fucking thing with your life so that you stay pliable and stupid. Interesting. Thankfully, we have the fucking internet. I spent $33,000 a year on my college education. Fuck this guy. Yes, absolutely. And we're about to get way more into that.
Most people of color know it.
The
obvious question that usually arises when someone makes these points is, so why do 90% or so of Black Americans vote for the party that supports all these destructive policies?
It's 100% bullshit.
The answer is as simple as the query. Blacks are constantly told that the only serious alternative to the left is a racist party that wants to put them back in chains, to quote Joe Biden when he was vice president. This pitch has been very successful. In short, it works. Whatever. If it ever stops working,
where's my $2,000?
Hardly the first to note, U.S. politics would change overnight. While we wait and see if this will ever happen, one practical piece of advice remains relevant. If you want to know what individual members of any particular group happen to think, ask them, not those who claim to speak and act in their best interest. I'm Wilfred Riley.
Oh, you mean like you?
Professor of Political Science at Kentucky State University for Prager University.
Speaking for PragerU? So I should ask you, not PragerU. Oh, I don't have to because this is your own fucking script. Too fucking easy. The blacks. And they're black. All right. Folks, you want some dumb shit? I told you I got some dumb shit on the horizon. Now, the only thing that's worse than the only thing that's worse than PragerU is the people who follow PragerU. 100%. And I can demonstrate that. I can demonstrate that factually. I can demonstrate that with fucking evidence. How do you do that, Lizard? Too easy. I bring up some screenshots. How's these does? Huh? Oh, okay. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is that? All right. So let's see. Let's start from the beginning. All right, let's talk about education. So this is the PragerU crowd, folks. Oh man, that's pretty big. So hopefully you guys can read this. I'll make it bigger so you guys can read it. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Anyway. All right. This is a little too big. Minus. So, actually, let me grab out what started all of this. All right. So, open regional. All right. Here's what started all of this. And this was a good introspective kind of into the PragerU crowd. And this dude, Raymond Garlick, again, don't go harass people. Anybody that I have on here, don't go harass them. They're not targets. I'm not making them targets. We're just discussing what they said, okay? Don't go be like, did you hear what? Fuck him. Fuck them. All right. Whoever decided to tell an entire generation that they needed a 4-year degree instead of teaching them a trade, those are the people who should be liable. And society should be obligated to pay your student loan is the question that PragerU posed. And I don't know, you can't see it, but my response was boomers. Like, boomers are essentially to blame. And I will stand by that. Boomers are to blame for the reason why we are in this crisis, because boomer logic has fucked generation after generation after generation after fucking generation. And it's radicalized so many assholes. That's why we're in the position that we're in. Boomer logic is all about fucking entitlement. It's all about riding the coattails of the greatest generation. And you know what? Yeah, my mom is a boomer. And you know what? A lot of those fucking traits come out. I love my mom to death. Happy Mother's Day. But you know what? A lot of those traits come out. Being a boomer, being fucking entitled, it comes out. You are not entitled to shit. The greatest generation is damn near gone. The youngest soldiers are hitting their 100th birthday. They're damn near gone. You don't have coattails to ride on. You have to start realizing that you're about to own up to all of your fucking follies. And all of your follies are about to come to a head. in, well, the world that we're seeing right now. It's not going to be good. That doesn't mean that old people, boomers, are all bad, obviously. Making a generalization, not a distinction, I guess I could say. All right. So, this is one of the replies to me. So, security monitor lizard, because there are too many useless degrees. And I kind of agree. All right. Sorry, I got to wet my whistle just a little bit. So, I do kind of agree. There are a lot of like useless degrees. But again, that still goes back to the system at hand. The system that we have in the United States for providing education, especially through student loans and everything like that, provides all of these useless degrees because you have for-profit colleges that sucker kids into spending a bunch of money that they have never seen before, and easy student loans. Too fucking easy. First sentence, done. My school lies on their websites claiming that that when you had this degree, here's all the jobs you're qualified for. Lies. It's all LOL, all lies. I'm not going to ask what school it is, but all I'm going to say is that's probably all of the jobs you are qualified for. You just have to qualify for those jobs in your area, and those jobs have to be available in your area. You have to be able to travel. You like if you get a degree in, say, auto mechanics, and your city is actually the hub for like auto mechanics, you're not likely to get a very good job. If your city is the hub or is not the hub for auto mechanics, but they need mechanics, they need someone who is quality and trained, yeah, that's where you kind of want to go. You can get the experience while getting paid. I have someone, I think I've showed them on this channel before, who actually thinks it's more virtuous to not get paid and gain experience. If you're going to work, you're selling your fucking labor. Get paid and get the experience. That's where I'm at. Anyway, your experience may vary. I'm tired, but I could go into more details, but I'm 39 now. I work in IT. It's not my degree field. 1 year and 3 months ago, I landed a great job. Good for you. But at 39, I'm looking to start a family, buy a house. At 39, you're looking to start a family and buy a house. That's pretty damn late. I'm not going to lie. That's actually late. I'm not looking to fucking, I own a house. I don't want a family. I don't really give a shit about having kids. I'm willing to be an uncle. I got fireworks and whatever. So buy a house, yeah, that's fine. Catch up on the time I lost because I couldn't find this kind of job with the salary. Okay, I'm sorry, but the last thing on my mind is let me make sure the government gets back their money. LOL. I started school in 04, officially finished in 2011. Not straight through. Took me that long to find something this substantial, and all of my time was wasted. If I could go, if I could, I would gladly hand them the degree back to get out of my loans. That's why you should vote for Bernie Sanders. That's also why, like if you were still in your loans and you fucked up, like, yeah, you can get out of your loans. Why are you not advocating to get the fuck out of your loans? Doesn't make any sense. Why are you sitting here actually filleting PragerU when you want out of your loans, and the way to get out of your loans is to actually vote for the person that wants to get you out of your loans? Ding. Sorry, I gotta plug these in. Yo, I'm wearing my Union Made Bernie sweater. I love it. I didn't know those were a thing, but you know what? It sounds comfy. You need the mittens. Oh, it's cold. It's cold in DC. I can do a better Obama. But you know what? Bernie Sanders. Not my thing. Not my thing, folks. All right. You didn't think that was it, did you? Because we got more. There's more idiots. Way more idiots. That's just one. So remember, we're talking about higher education. Because higher education has become, has been on the decline. Excuse me, has become the decline. Has been on the decline with its indoctrination methods and radical left propaganda for decades now. I can easily destroy you on this. All right. I'm not going to say destroy you as in like, oh, I'm going to blow you up. No, too easy. It's not indoctrination. It's not a radical leftism. It's the fact that you're so cloistered in how you view the world and how you think that anybody that brings ideas, especially if they're your own children going off to experience the world, when they bring you new ideas and you reject them, you don't understand the fact that they give pushback. And I'm talking about your, like, we'll talk about your own children specifically. Let's say you have your own children. When they give you pushback, you don't understand the fact that they're not your property. They're actual human beings, and they have learned things that are outside of their household. It's not indoctrination. It's education. You learn new things when you go to college. That's what it is. And if you think that it's the same thing as going to like high school, no, not at all. The professor doesn't give a fuck if you're there. They do their class, and you learn a whole hell of a lot more about the world. And that may be through whatever the hell your professor is teaching you, but that also might be through the people that you fucking meet. Because, fun fact, universities are often very diverse. Isn't that something you guys are worried about? Because we're going to get into that down below. And I think this same comment about how, there's all these Indian and like these Asian students coming over and, blowing people out of the water. Well, yeah, your kids are meeting new people. They're experiencing different things, and they're meeting people who, just got there, who struggled to, achieve the American dream of getting a fucking education, maybe. And they're learning about that person's life experience. And then they're bringing it back to you, and they're like, hey, check out this information that I have. The mom, dad, whoever the fuck you may be. And you're like, wow. Yeah, we're not paying for that. We're not going to do that. You don't need that. What the fuck sense does that make? You're stifling an education. Exactly. If we had Bernie, I wouldn't have to make that type of choice. Nobody would. Ugh. All right. I wouldn't say any degree that you get is useful, but the vast majority of degrees that you get are useful. You can find a use for them. You just have to be able to get the right degree. And the reason you can't get the right degree is because of fucking capitalism and the fact there's for-profit education. And American students don't compete with international students anymore. Exactly, because we don't value education. We put a profit on education. Therefore, students don't get the things that they need in order to prepare themselves for higher education. And this is exactly what you're fighting for. Like, you're fighting for international students to do better because you want to decrease the amount of education that students get in the interim, in their development. You want to take all of that away. You want to develop our nation. That's what you're fucking talking about, you stupid idiot. That's why international students excel over us, because they have those structures in order to actually be there to do the education. And I'm not talking about just infrastructure or government. I'm talking about culturally as well. They value education. We don't value education at all in this country. I don't myself. Otherwise, I'd be in fucking college. Good God. How do you not, like, say this shit to yourself in the goddamn mirror and then come talk to me, please? Sorry. All right. Why is it that in China, India, and Russia offer first class for a fraction of the price over here, and their students come over and annihilate? Because they pay for their kids, they pay for their students' education prior to them actually getting over here. They don't just pick out some fucking prodigies. You moron. I have more. I don't know, we're gonna get into more. Why do we have more? Oh, this one. All right. Should have done this when I had more viewers. Anyway, so check this asshole out. So what he says, I'm going to read the chat just here. I still have $2,500 left of my loans, but with the hold on loan reimbursement right now, I made this decision to skip my loan payment for the next 3 months to cover Bifus's seizure meds. If we had Bernie, I wouldn't have to make that type of choice. That is 100% true, and I'm sorry that you have to make that decision, because Bifus is a sweet boy and he needs all of the love and the medications. He's a sweetheart. I wonder what he thinks are useful what useful degrees are, or our useful degrees are. Lots of people think art degrees are useless. They discount the fact that the internet they use have major art majors making decisions on what they see. Yes, that's why you have. Check this out. So you see that? That's called a meatball. That's like a meatball sub type menu, and then there's like there's a few different, like a grid pattern and all this other shit. This was all created by somebody. This was all created. Do you guys think the internet works on like a fucking like I don't know, coal miners? Do conservatives seriously think the internet works on coal miners? Do you think that there's just like a bunch of fucking redneck dipshits like, well, we got to tighten down the tubes over here, and this, we don't really know how this thing functions, but we got to tighten up the tubes in this part, and then if we function up in this part, we can, you know, get things moving along. Luckily that Elon Musk came in and helped us out with our free speech. Like, what the fuck actually happens? Like, do they not understand that all of the things that they are seeing, if you were a conservative and you were watching this, all of the things that you were seeing were created by in the most part by college educated professionals? StreamYard wasn't started in a garage. Apple and Microsoft and all that shit, sure, they were started in a garage. Look into Microsoft and Apple's business practices. Oh, that's unethical, but you don't give a fuck because you literally want to give Elon Musk, the richest man in the entire world, who could solve world hunger. You're going to give him control over your speech. Instead of getting pissed off at the fact that he's not doing anything to help people who are starving to death when he has literally all of the money, instead of getting pissed off at that, you're getting glad over the fact that he's gonna, I don't know, take over fucking Twitter. Guess what he's gonna do? Turn a profit. Do you not understand that? He will turn a profit. That doesn't include you, and it doesn't include me. Fuck off. Jesus. Oh, man. International students also typically pay 100% of their tuition and do not qualify for student loans in the States. And well, I don't know how it works for international students. I know international students, but I don't know how their finances worked. I know most actually, like, their family paid, or they had some kind of, it was like a student visa loan or something like that. You can get money from the government for being an international student, but it's not like the easiest thing to do. It's not like you get a free ride. They're like, oh shit. As soon as you get off the plane, they're like, yeah, come on. We'll take in, we got your qualifications, you got a free ride, here's room and board. No, every international student that I know struggled. Let me tell you about Guti. Okay, Guti's he's Mexican, from Mexico. He's American, or he was a student in America. Now he's a chemical engineer, as far as I know. That's what his degree was, as far as I know. Guti lived in an apartment like below me. All right, I went down to his apartment one time. I was like, hey, let's hang out, whatever. He had fucking like chicken nuggets with ranch and buffalo sauce. And that was the only meal that he had. That's all he had. I'm talking like those nuggets. Fucking ugh. He and I sat there and ate them for a second, and we were just like, no, this ain't gonna work. I ate a couple because I was fucking hungry and drunk. But I remember just being like, no, dude, let's go get some food. Like, we got to go get some food. And I remember actually going and get some actual fucking food with them, because he didn't have the money to go and get a fucking, he was Mexican, like a burrito from Chipotle, $12. He didn't have that. So you can't sit here and tell me that a motherfucker has all of the money in the world coming over here just to go to school. He's the best boy. I love him. My loans can wait. If he can be okay. He is a sweetheart. He needs all of the love and all the snug. Yeah, I'm about to get off fucking here. So the amount of pressure those countries place on their children at a young age about getting a degree to succeed. International students are also the wealthier class and have had extra help. All great points, Mr. Fear. Thank you so much. The pressure is kind of what I'm talking about. They have a higher value on education, so they actually pressure their kids to be like, you got to get the best education, especially when you're talking about like China and India, where you have, populations 3 times the size of the United States, where there's 3 times the competition to actually get into a school in the United States where you can actually, you know, get the education that you need, and you, in order to do the things that you want and can help your country and the world. And yeah, international students are also typically of the wealthier classes. You're not going to get some fucking... You're not going to get some fucking, like, a rice farming dipshit that, you know, has a peg leg ever because he got it blown off in a fucking mine accident. I mean, a landmine accident. You're not going to get that kid every single time. You're going to get whoever has the most money. Hashtag capitalism. Yes, thank you. We get it. You own a fucking motorcycle. All right. This guy. I'm going to suck my own dick and then I'm going to get out of here. All right. So I'm a boomer. I backed my son to go to a trade school. He now owns a highly successful HVAC company in Arizona. Sweet. Congratulations. You're a fucking winner. Awesome. You're in the Hells Angels, Arizona. I don't know, probably some offshoot. Cool. Your generation created this crisis, and you being a microcosm of what could happen under the right circumstances has no bearing on the broader issue of your generation creating a system of debt for education that you then blame on the posterity for quote unquote not having it when you rode on the coattails of the greatest generation. They're gone now. There are no more coattails. Own up to what you fucking voted for. I feel like that's a perfect response to any boomer. Own up to fucking what you voted for. You voted for this shit. The only reason there are any fucking problems in this goddamn country is because boomer logic has fucked us all. And those motherfuckers are the most prolific voters. They vote. Younger generations need to fucking vote. Futurama even did a skit on this where they're like, oh, we have the highest turnout in, you know, decades. 1%. Yeah, go vote. Vote these pieces of shit out of office. Fuck them. Run for office. Fuck these people. Who the fuck said you had to... Okay. These are the assholes that say, oh, you should always 100% respect your parents at any point. Fuck you. How many people in this community have shit parents that they wouldn't respect for a fucking second, let alone like have strained relationships where, you know what, I wouldn't take their advice if it was to not touch a hot stove. Shit. I'm voting presently. Wait, you're Canadian. Awesome. Please vote. Please vote, folks. Also, thank you for the Cash App. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong phone. Mary Sunshine. I almost said that. Sorry, I want to make sure I yeah, I'm not on speaking terms with mine. Fair enough. So why should respect for your parents be like of the utmost importance? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I'm waiting for I feel like DC's dumbass would come in here and be like, hey, what would your mom think about what I said? What would my mom think about what I said? She'd be like, well, I don't agree with that, but that's Lizard. Kind of how he operates. Yes, perfect. There we go. Our government and public school curriculum and parents who said we wouldn't be shit without one. Big Yappa. Cool props. 100%. I want to see one more. Oh no, that's the one I just looked at. Is this the one? Yeah, that's whatever. All right. Who wants a cool video? Oh my God. All right. Then fucking show me. Okay, this is kind of what I'm talking about. I just got pissed off. All right, folks. That's weird. Anyway, I guess the music was playing this whole time. All right. So I might have to address something real quick. I was about to sign off, but I might have to address something real quick. So we'll check that out. Because like I said, hang on 1 second, folks. I'm about to get really pissed off. Oopsie. Like I said, really pissed off. Thank you for being here, folks. Ms. Parker's live, so I'm gonna reschedule. All right, I might go check out Ms. Parker, check in with her, see what's up. My naturalization ceremony was in Birmingham, Alabama in the late 1970s. I think you mean the late 1990s at the very least. During Carter's administration. No. That was Clinton. You misspelled or you mispronounced in 1990s and Clinton. Why is the lizard upset? Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm only gonna give it another minute or so. Otherwise, it kind of alludes to exactly what the fuck I was talking about in the beginning of this stream. And I hope I don't have to address it, but by all means, I am willing to. All right, let's show it. Let's do this. We'll do some random videos while we're waiting. We'll do that. I want to do a random video. I like this one. This is a good video.
An advanced task force unit is under direct automatic fire.
This is a crazy ass video too. Props to this cameraman. Camera operator is probably the best person here.
As they try to run over a task force officer, one getaway vehicle crashes and bursts into flames. Their Molotov cocktails explode in their hands. An advanced task force unit is under direct automatic fire.
We got random videos all out the ass, folks. Don't worry.
Fifth grade. 1 year in the 5th grade, one of my classmates got cancer. Came down with the cancer, which was sad. But this story is actually cool and inspiring. Every single guy.
Honestly,
every single
Duval,
guy in the school, we all shave.
That's actually kind of what when it comes to like Ukraine, going over, that's probably what I want to kind of do. If I can. Otherwise, hey.
One year in the 5th grade, one of my classmates got cancer. Came down with the cancer, which was sad. But this story is actually cool and inspiring. Every single guy in the school, we all shaved our heads to make fun of him. Yeah. No, it was great. It was great. We did it for like a month. We would have kept doing it, but you know. You know how cancer gets.
You son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead. You have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit. You son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking...
Yeah. Excuse me? Who do you think I am? I'm her sister.
What do you got a 5-year-old on here for? You know what I'm saying? There's lots of weird stuff on here.
Oh!
Yeah.
You look creepy.
Don't show that to her.
Stupid.
Damn it.
You look
Whatever.
stupid. They hate you.
Tell that kid to shut up. Go
No,
play in
you
traffic.
Shut up, you shut up, you crazy puppet. You know I will get the knife and chop you into pieces.
Listen. If he wants to kill you, let him just kill you. Don't be over
Right?
here threatening him.
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing.
Hey, lift the camera up and tilt it down a little bit, would you?
Anyways, look at my
There we
son.
go. Oh, wow. What's going on there, little man? I'm jealous you get to suck on those things, you know what I'm saying?
That's not what?
What? Yeah.
Excuse me? Who do you think I am? I'm her sister.
What do you got a 5-year-old on here for?
Your middle and index finger together,
All right,
poke
that's
firmly
enough.
into the
See you later,
anus of
folks.
your opponent. Push in until you feel a smooth round bump about the size of a walnut. That's the prostate. Push in and out as fast as you can for approximately 10 to 20 seconds. This will cause the internal urethral sphincter to loosen and expel the contents of the bladder and quickly lead to the inevitable submission of your opponent. Just like that, it's game over. You win.